Alright, so I know a lot of people have tell you have to be perfect. You have to work on yourself very well before you start that music thing. You have to work on yourself before you start that public thing. You have to work yourself and be perfect before you start that writing. You have to be perfect before you do this. You have to be perfect before you get into the ministry. You have to do this and do that and do that. The truth is, if God has called you to do anything, start right there where you are. If God has called you to do anything, I would want you to start, regardless of how good you can do that thing or not. You see, one of the things that has actually kept us from doing is the anticipation of wanting to be perfect before starting. The idea of perfection before starting has kept a lot of people in their comfort zone. The idea of perfection before starting has kept and discouraged people from tapping from their inner giftings. It has stopped a lot of people, from taking that bold step in working on themselves. Zig Ziglar said that you do not have to be great to start, but you have to start in order for you to be great. No one knows how to do something just at the beginning. There has to be a series of process. There has to be a series of walk-ins. There has to be a series of pains. There have to be a series of mistakes coming back up. Whoever you are, you have a gifting, you have a potential, but that potential won't just manifest. You have to start working on it. And who cares when you make a mistake? Who cares when you do not do it right? That is the whole essence of the journey. You do not know how to do it. So you have to go in if you really love what you do, and you have to start working on yourself. Own your mistakes. Own that pain. A lot of people will talk ill against you. You will bring some spoken words that people will talk against. You will write some articles that people will see and criticize. That is the essence of the journey for you to grow through pains. So whatever you're into, I would want you to own your mistakes. That is part of you. A lot of people will want to do away with the flawedness and the errors, and take the other part of, doing things perfectly. The whole journey encompasses your mistakes, your series of growth and perfection. All of this thing builds you. All of this is what makes you. So if you are into music, start singing even before you will know how to sing well. It is in the singing that you get better. If God has called you into a ministry, start by preaching to people. Sometimes you might not know the word accurately, but when you start, people will correct you. When you start, you learn from your mistake. When you start, you will know where you're doing something wrong and what you're doing right. And that place that you're doing something wrong, you will be corrected. The idea of being perfect before you start is what has kept a lot of people from starting. I used to be like this. I used to have this perfectionist mentality that, okay, I have to be perfect before I start. But the truth is, presently, I own my mistakes. I own the journey. The other time I was studying the book of Matthew and Acts, whereby it's certain time when Christ asked his disciple to go out, and when the disciple went out to cast some demons out, they tried it the first time, but it didn't work. It didn't work, and they were so worried, and then they came back to Jesus. We did this, we tried to cast out devils from this person, but this did not work. And what happened? Christ put them through. Said this kind can only be driven when you pray and fast. So even the disciple of Jesus who stayed with Jesus Christ undergo process. They didn't know how to heal the first time, they started following Jesus. They didn't know how to cast out devils. They didn't know how to even preach well. But through the journey, they were able to learn. Through the journey, they were able to grow. So we have to own our mistakes. If God has called you to be a musician, start singing. Post your content so that we will be blessed. If God has called you to be a minister, start preaching the word. Who says you must be perfect? As you go on, you learn. As you go on, people correct you and you get to that place where God wants you to be. So for 2024, I will want each and every one of you to start up something. Whatever you're passionate about, do not care if you can do it or not. Just start. And I bet you within the space of time when you do this consistently, you will see yourself grow. It is time for you to awake. It is time for you to manifest. It is time for you to grow. You do not have to be perfect to start, but you have to start in order for you to grow and be great. Tap into your inner giftings. Be consistent and you see how far you can go. Thank you. If you like what I did tonight, I would want you to share this video to people that you think this message will bless, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you, and I love you all.